say cost is the driving reason behind government considering open source. So U.S. federal agencies are the world's largest consumer of the rapidly growing array of technologies that are out there. And this is costly, extremely costly. In fact, I just viewed a presentation from Chris Wells, who is the senior marketing manager, product manager for Red Hat Network Satellite Server. Either way, Chris had cited a recent study which had stated that 75% of government IT budget is consumed by keeping existing systems running. Now, why that is so important is that these costs are increasing right now at a time when budgets are being slashed. So it's no secret that open source companies such as Red Hat will outsource a lot of their R&D to the community. Now, what this means to government consumers is that the total cost of own is much lower. They've cut out the R&D. And the result is that this delta allows them to repurpose those funds that would have gone to keeping systems running to mission areas, critical mission areas, and providing greater capabilities for the citizen. I've used this example for a couple of years, and I still cite it to our customers and partners. And I think that DISA's Forge.mil project platform, it still serves as a premier example of government adoption of open source. Now, I say that because it's not merely just a plug and play, we've swapped out a component of our stack for an open source solution. What they've done is they've created an entire community of Department of Defense users who are now able to collaborate and share code modifications, updates, and this is a cross-program, which is huge. This collaboration has just shattered the siloed information ownership sort of model. In effect, this eliminates, or at least it greatly reduces, duplicate testing, development that might have occurred, cross programs. I think at this point, no one can argue that open source is a huge part of every agency's IT modernization plan. That's established. So saying that, I would predict that we're going to see a huge increase in the amount of interagency collaborations, like I meant, like Forge.mil with DISA. I predict that we're going to see the commoditization of the hypervisor as each one of these government agencies is making a move towards creating private clouds or hybrid clouds. And I would also predict that government agencies are going to increasingly demand the ability to tailor and customize their software to each unique program requirement. And I say all those things, and why they're important is that none of what I've just listed could be cost effectively implemented by existing proprietary software solutions. Use it. It's out there. Use the upstream developmental versions, use the community versions. You may already be using, and very likely are using, community open source software in your stack, whether that be in a dev or a QA environment. Your teams probably already have it in place. Now, C-level and executive level management would do well to recognize that open source is not going anywhere. It's already a component of your stack, a large component. And they would do well to adopt systems, create systems and put them in place where procurement and implementation of open source is streamlined. And get over those antiquated hitches where it's not enterprise ready, it's not secure. That's simply not the truth. We ask that you come talk to us. Talk to Shadowsoft, talk to Red Hat, talk to any of the open source vendors that you've seen presenting today. We've likely already talked to a program or agency who have had the same pain points, and we'll be able to point you to individuals who have already remediated those pains using a managed open source implementation.